Hi, I'm Steve Miller of askSlim.com. I'm going to take a few moments to walk you through our unique multiple time frame analysis. I'm going to do this on the stock indexes, specifically the S&P 500. And I think you're going to find it really fascinating. The charts I'm going to show you now are available on the Thinkorswim platform. Our preferred broker is TD Ameritrade. And if you want to get those, well, you can just take advantage of our special right now, which is our all of our charts that we share on 80 of the best traded symbols, plus support from me in regard to charting, analysis, trader issues, all of our rankings on the 80 best traded symbols and setups, our library of 400 videos, that just amazing amount of learning that you can do there, and our stock index report and ETF report, which comes out weekly and shows many of these charts on those reports. Just an amazing amount of information, and I think you're going to find this fascinating as I walk through this analysis in a stock market that is in the midst of a very large rebound off of the 20% decline that we saw towards the end of 2018. So I think you're going to find this absolutely fascinating as I walk you through this. I'm going to take you through multiple time frames, starting with weekly, daily, show you the cycle analysis, show you momentum analysis, and also show you 2-hour analysis, which has a lot of our proprietary indicators that our level 4 members get that are very helpful to active traders. So I'm going to show you these charts right now. What you're looking at here is a weekly chart, and what we have here, as I have expanded out, is our momentum indicators right in here with some information for you. And these are actually reflecting a very positive condition right now, except for the long term, which we have as negative right now. So I'm going to expand into here, zoom in actually, and let you see our cycle analysis. There are actually, on this weekly chart, multiple cycle patterns that are in here that we watch. Now, what we're really focusing on right now are the dark blue one that you can see right there. This is a repeating 20-week pattern that actually shifted over a little bit as you go further back, but it's 20 weeks that you could see the rhythms right in here, and the low made right over there, and then the rally phase coming here. Now, as I get a little closer in here, I want to show you that what our analysis has shown was that we would be getting a rally in January, February, and into March potentially. And this rally actually is stronger than we expected as it gets up into the top of what we consider to be an upper sell zone here with some resistance right around 2820 in the S&P 500 or a little higher. The period that we get into as we get through now through this end of February and all the way into May is that there is a high risk of a downturn right in here. That's this declining phase in this cycle. So our analysis of the shorter term patterns are influenced by that. But still, you can see the Hull moving average in here as it turned up, which is our intermediate term momentum indicator, is very strong and moving up, which shows you this is an important time for the market right now, as this strong upward momentum meets resistance up here. And now you could see this weekend here was what they call a doji, where it just had closed basically where it started in a very small week. And you start to get a compression like that. You start to get a sense that the situation may be turning for the stock market, or at least slowing down right now. So this is the intermediate pattern that we're looking at when we look at this, which is the weekly charts, and very significant, the strong upside move and the level it is at right now. So that is our intermediate analysis, which suggests that this is a very important time and location for the stock market. Now, I want to note, and I'm not going to show it all to you because this would be a very long video, but the NASDAQ and the Russell are further away from this point, much lower than testing that important level. So it's really only the S&P 500 that is doing it, and you may end up getting some non-confirmation here from the other indexes. So now I'm going to scroll in here, and we actually, this is a chart grid that I have up here, and it's on it there are 12 different charts, and I'm going to scroll to the next one, which is the S&P 500 on a daily cycle analysis. I'll blow this out a little bit here for you to see, and there are repeating patterns in here also, and you could see the cyclical patterns in here on the daily chart right over here. Now, we use on our daily chart a very unique and important indicator on the bottom that you can see right over here. This is known as the option bias indicator. This gives you a sense for when something is very weak or very strong or potentially turning. Anytime you see orange dots right over here, that is a bottom warning if it is declining. And if you see the orange dots up over here, which we don't have right now, that would be a top warning. But you could see the quality of that right in here as we got the bottom warning. That bottom came and we had a very powerful cycle. So strong that we call it swamped. You can see that language right over there. And I'm just going to zoom in here. As you could see, I'm showing you 4 22-day cycles right over there, 3 of them that have occurred and 1 of them that's just starting. Each of those divided in half by an 11-day cycle, and you could see that one right in here and that one right in here. This is a very bullish condition, and when I show you the next chart, you're going to see the momentum condition. But the option bias indicator has been super strong right here and has been giving us signals of slightly overbought. That's what those green dots are right there, slightly overbought. You can see on the bottom here it was very bearish. It got slightly oversold and then got very oversold. That's how we were suspicious a bottom was coming. 22 days from low to low, 22 days from low to low, and 22 days from low to low. This is beautiful cyclicality, as we call it. And we are in the next rally phase right over here, and we're only a couple days into it. Now, our analysis in here shows the market not moving up very much more because we're cognizant of that intermediate risk that I showed you of those resistance areas right there. So if it gets through there, what would happen would be the cycle projections would change, and we would be looking for higher prices and even potentially testing highs in the stock market. For now, we think it's highly likely it's going to struggle, and especially as we get slightly overbought, as you could see down over there. So this is the daily chart with daily analysis on it. Very, very informative when you look at that. Now, the key is, in our opinion, that you have a good sense of direction or momentum. And that's what makes these really positive cycles here when the momentum is really strong. And in here, when the momentum was really weak, well, the declining phases were much sharper. Now, how do I know that? Well, let's switch over now to the momentum chart. So this right over here is the slim ribbon momentum chart with some just phenomenal information in it. So this was that negative cycle that I showed you right in here as the momentum was negative and we had some extreme weakness. We combine the slim ribbon, which shows us momentum, with the projection oscillator to give us signals. That's what this is right over here. And we also include the unique TDA or Thinkorswim study called Market Forecast, and here it gave a bottom warning right over there along with in this period of extreme weakness. Interesting that it did that. Now, when momentum is negative, as you can see right in here, very clear, and the projection oscillator gets overbought, it is a sell signal. In other words, it's saying that internally the downward movement has fixed itself. In other words, whatever excess was in here is worked off, and then it falls again. You can see that right in here, how that worked. Here, while we have positive momentum right in here, we got 1, 2, 3 buy signals right over there. And remember, we're looking at a 6-month daily chart right in here. And this is just phenomenal information when you look at this. Between our option bias indicator, which showed you very positive conditions, and the momentum conditions in here, even though we have been suspicious of another big declining period coming for the stock market, this has us believing that the short-term patterns were positive and therefore reluctant to get in the way of the upside move. And seeing these buy signals in here, you would be biasing your position to the long side. That is the daily momentum chart right there. And now when I switch over to the next chart, this is a 2-hour chart. Let me just blow this out a little further for you to see right over here. I'll make this a 30-day chart right there for you to see. And here we have some extremely unique studies in here. Again, we're looking at the slim ribbon, but we're not looking at it in the area chart. We're looking at it a little differently in here. And what I note in here is that when you get a positive ribbon right there and it makes a higher high than the previous day's high, it sets up a short-term positive trading bias. This one in here lasted for about 4 days right there. It did the same thing right over here and has lasted for about 6 trading sessions right there. This would have kept you biasing your short-term positions to the long side. You would expect your impulses to be greatest moving to the upside, and that is essentially what happened. In addition to that, the projection oscillator throws off signals, and you could see buy, 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 buy. All of those just great signals right over there. And now the very unique over here, askSlim market condition indicator, which we have videos on how to use this, and we measure how it acts around the swing zone. This is a multiple time frame indicator that tells us the condition of the market. When a market is testing the swing zone and not crossing below it, it tells us that the condition is strong. And then when it starts to move up away from it, it gets really strong. And you could see the market condition has been incredibly strong right in here. What this would tell you is that when you make your choices of direction for your short-term trades in the indexes, that you would then be choosing the long side as your most aggressive. It will give you the best trades when you look at that. So this is the askSlim market condition indicator on the bottom, a phenomenal indicator, and you can learn about that and the option bias indicator by watching the videos on the front of our website at askSlim.com. This is the amazing type of analysis that we do that you can have right on your platform. Now, we do this on 24 different futures contracts where we look at the energies, we look at the treasuries, we look at the metals all the way through copper. We look at the energies, and we look at the grains, and we look at the softs, and there's just a huge amount of information that we share with you. Plus, we look at another 60 symbols, which are the best traded stocks and ETFs. We do those a little bit differently, as we don't break it down quite as short term because there's so many of them to do. But of course, as a member, you could always ask me for that information. You could ask me for a lot of information because people that are level 4 subscribers can then consult me on our analysis or trader issues, and you can do that through email. I never give advice. I help you with analysis, and I can't tell you about your individual trades or positions, but I could sure help you in general terms as you deal with what is an ever-challenging market or markets, no matter where you trade. I do hope that you found this to be just amazing analysis. Don't forget that we're not giving you trading ideas right in here. I'm just sharing with you what our analysis looks like, so you can read our disclaimers on the askSlim website and our legal there at the bottom of the site also. This is for your education, for your knowledge, so that you can raise your probability of success as you engage in the markets. Please go to askSlim.com, click on Contact Us, or write to support at askSlim.com and ask for the Level 3 1-month special for just $73.50. You can get all this information for a month. Give it a try. If you don't like it, just cancel. No problem whatsoever. We'll be glad to have you, and maybe one of our other levels of membership would be great for you also. So I hope you take advantage of this. And go to the askSlim site, look around, take a look at all of our instructional videos and training videos that we have under the main page, and make sure you become at least a level 1 member. I'm sorry, a free member, which is allows you to see our whole Market Week show with all my analysis in there. I hope this was just great information for you. Looking forward to you joining our community. Thanks very much, and I wish you great trading.